Hi, I'm Dr. Fred Garces, and this video tutorial is to show you how to use our Varian GC3900 GC chromatography instrument. The first thing that you want to do is when you start this instrument is to make sure that the gas lines are properly open, and it should all be set to 80 psi. So the way you want to do that is to open up the gas tanks right here, and that's all you should do because these things are set for 80 psi. Please don't touch the primary and secondary valves because they've already been set for you. You can turn on the instrument by switching the lever right here, and that will power up the instrument. You'll see the display that will tell you that the instrument's being initialized. And then if the computer's not already on, then you certainly want to turn it on right here. Otherwise, if it's on, then this is the menu that you will see. First, we want to put in some samples. The standards that I have are 5% ethanol, 10% ethanol, 20% ethanol, and 30% ethanol. So I'm just placing these in the sample holder, and then I'm also going to have water, and I'm going to also have absolute ethanol, 100%. And I also have green dye in water. So that'll be my samples that I'm going to be collecting in this demonstration. I've got 5%, 10%, 20%, 30% ethanol. I've got water. I've got absolute ethanol, and I've got water with green dye because your mouthwash is going to be, some of the colors are going to be masked by adding some green dye. Once the GC has been turned on and the gas lines have been checked to make sure that the pressure is properly adjusted and the sample has been placed in the autosampler, and then you can go into the programs. In the programs, you will see this particular menu. What you want to do is click on this icon first, and it basically activates the software that runs both our GC and our HPLC. Click on that. The menu that you will see will be like this. You want to double check to make sure that the software is connected to the correct instrument. So go under instrument, and here you will see that it's connected to the GC. If it were not connected to the GC, then it would be connected to the Varian HPLC, and this is the menu that you will see. You notice that there are no auto sampler here, and it just this is the opening menu for our HPLC. I want to connect it back to our GC, and this is it right here. The first step that you want to do is you want to create a sample list. To do that, go under Files and open up a new sample list, and then connect to the folder where your sample list is stored, or where you are going to store your new sample list. So I'm going to click on Chem 251 Sample L and just double click there, and I can either type in my new sample list file, FG _ November 24th, or I can go to an old sample list and double click on that and then save it. Of course, it will override that old sample list, but that will be the file name that you will have. I will say yes, and this is the sample list menu that you will get as soon as you click on yes. Here you want to describe the sample that you are going to analyze and the vial position in the auto sampler. So what I want to do is I want to create the names of my chromatograph runs. So that'll be FGC1 _ 5% ethanol, ethyl alcohol. It'll be FGC2 _ 10% ethyl alcohol. The reason why I have this numbering system is that when you save these chromatograms, it'll be all saved as individual files. So I want to find my runs, my chromatograms, and I want it to be in sequence. So if I just go under FGC 1, 2, 3, it'll be all displayed underneath each other. So I'm just going to finish this out, and then I will be ready for the next step. So here is the complete description of the samples that I'm going to run, and then I'm going to change the vial position. And as I change the vial position, pay attention to this carousel. It should start activating each vial position. Right now they're all set at 1, and that would be an incorrect sample list. So I'm going to change this to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay? Then I'm going to click out here, and then I'm going to click on data files. And data files will just allow me to choose the folder where I'm going to save each of these chromatogram runs. So I'm going to go in my Chem 251 folder, Chem 251 Fault 10, because that's where I'm going to have these, and then I'm just going to say OK as soon as that folder is open. And then I'm going to click on Begin. And here the instrument 1 parameters will show I'm operating a Varian GC operators myself, and I'm going to click on OK, and I'm going to look for the reports, the methods that I'm going to use, and this is the correct method, but let me just show you how to navigate to the correct method. Click on that, go out of here, go under I believe it's under star, and under this particular menu under star you will see all W reports FG 2010, and that's the most current one that I created for this particular experiment. You want to open that up and say OK. Also take a look at our methods by going up here and viewing and editing methods, and let me just show you what we have. Under the injection, we have 4 psi for our injection. The injection type is 1041. The temperature of the injection is 175, 175. If we need to change this, then we can certainly change it here. The column has these parameters. It's going to be cooled to 50 degrees Celsius. The cooling time is about 120 minutes. It's going to start at about 40 degrees, and then it's going to ramp up to about 140 degrees at a rate of about 30 Celsius per minute. And it's going to have a hold time of about 4 minutes for a total time of 7 minutes and 83.83. If we take a look at our autosampler, here we have an autosampler 8410. The syringe size is 5 microliters. The injection mode is user defined. Here's an important, we have a vial type 1, that's our casserole for our autosampler. We're using small injection size of 0.5 microliters, 1 stroke to place the sample into the GC. In terms of the internal standards, we have no internal standards. In terms of the clean mode, we have 3 pre-injection to flush the solvent. We have 1 post-injection to clean the sample from our syringe. These are the external events. There are no external events. This is our detector. The range is 12, auto 0, yes. Data acquisition is right here. So this is our method builder. If we need to change any of these parameters, we can certainly go here. In terms of data handling, if I just click here, then these are the data handling menus. If I want to look at my integration parameters, I click there. If I want to look at my peak tables, I click there. Calibration setup, verification setup, time events. So let me just close this out. Then at this point, we want to go ahead and minimize this, and then go up here and reactivate this particular method. So I'm just going to say reactivate, and at this point the instrument should start operating, and it will go to the set values. Temperature is going to come down, it's going to equilibrate, and then the samples are going to be run. And here is what the autosampler is doing in terms of collecting the sample. It's first going to pre-rinse the syringe, and we've programmed the methods to do 3 rinses and then draw from the sample. As soon as the injection to the GC initiates, then the chromatogram begins. And here you can see the chromatogram. We can increase the display by moving this scroll bar. We can zoom in here by just boxing this particular part of the chromatogram, and that's what it looks like. I can normalize this back by clicking on these, and you can see the event taking place. While this is running, let me just show you how you would open up your old chromatogram. And you can do that by just clicking on this particular window and then going to the file, the folder that contains your chromatogram runs. So I'm just going to go back to data, and the ones that I have, my old chromatograms are as followed. First one was FG 5%. I'm going to add that to the list. The next one is FG 10%. I'm going to add that to the list. 20%, add that to the list. 30%, add that to the list. 100%, add that to the list. Water, add that to the list. So now that I have the chromatogram that I want to investigate, I'm going to go in here and open those files. And here you can see the stack plots of in this particular case, the 6 chromatograms that are shown in this particular display. If I want, I can zoom into this part, because that's where I know the ethanol will come out. And here you can see my different chromatogram runs. I can hide any one of these chromatogram runs by going up here under View and going to Preference. And then let's say I want to change this out. Then what will happen is I make that to white, and then I clear that. I also want to change this out and make that to white, and I can see again, I can just see the chromatograms for the in this particular case, the blue, the red, and the green. So these are my chromatogram runs.